Hello, Peter. Welcome back.
Oh, hi, Armin. Nice to meet you.
What happened to you, Peter?
I don't know. Since I'm really into science and I'm listening to the virologists and so on,
Hmm.
and I found out they said also computers can have viruses. So
Mhm.
I'm very afraid when I'm on my keyboard and we are
Mhm.
chatting.
Yeah, but you know, yeah, okay, what can I say? Maybe I had Corona before it was hip, 2019 or 18
uh,
even. But now I'm Genesen, so to say. But on the other side, I think calm you down. Computer viruses are a little different. So I never heard of a coronavirus in a computer, but we never know, it might happen. So, but I think for now it's simply not
But there
possible.
are viruses in computers. There are virus scanners and so on in
Yes,
computers.
of course. Yeah, this is Bill Gates creates viruses to sell afterwards a virus program, of course.
You are a conspiracy theorist,
Of course, but I forgot my aluminum head today, but it's fine.
yes, but I'm
But
on the
still,
safe side. I'm on the safe side.
there is
So
no
no
corona.
computer virus can get me.
Yeah, maybe, but not the coronavirus. So it's fine.
Not the corona.
Not on the computer, so it's fine. You're safe.
Oh, oh, you're right. Just corona is deadly. The computer virus are harmless, just like a sneeze.
No. I mean, you saw that every year we have a flu season, we have thousands and millions of viruses in our bodies, but it seems like none of them is so lethal than this coronavirus. But I think you don't have it in your computer.
But you don't know anything about computer viruses, how deadly they are.
No, of course not, because I have a Mac computer, an Apple computer. We don't have viruses. This is all Microsoft.
It's just on Bill Gates Microsoft.
Yeah.
Oh, I have Microsoft, so I have to. Oh,
Yeah, then you can protect yourself. It's better.
okay. So
Mm.
do you think I'm?
I think you don't need. So
But
this
I have
is
a kind of app who is scanning, which is scanning the computer.
yes.
So he
Mhm.
said the computer is clean, but I don't trust these apps because they are also made by
By
I
the
don't know
same the one who sells the solution, of course, produces a problem. Of course, this is they make their own money with
the,
either way.
the reptiloids, no?
Hmm?
The reptiloids, the Illuminats, and they are making this
Yeah,
whole
we
stuff.
don't talk about this today because we annoy so many people because of our conspiracy truth, not theories. But that's why some people are upset. I wonder why they even watch our channel then. Hmm.
You know, I'm so happy that in a bow and an arrow, it isn't possible that there are viruses inside. I think so.
I would be not so sure when you have a wood arrow, you might not.
Or a Chinese bow.
Yeah, exactly. Chinese bow, and then from the Wuhan forest, you have then an arrow. You never know.
Wuhan arrow. It's a biological weapon.
Exactly. Now, I heard 2 days ago, I heard something very interesting. The theory that all this corona, this whole pandemic, is because of the global warming. Because of the
Yes, of
global
course.
warming, we have more CO2, how to call it in English. And
Yes.
because of this, it makes trees grow. So, of course, in China, in Wuhan, there grew a lot of trees and a lot of forests. And bats, of course, live in this forest. So we had more bats. And we know that these bats are carriers of coronaviruses. And that's why we have so many bats. And that's why we have this pandemic, because of the global warming.
Yes, and that's true. And the other thing is, they also say, as I said last time, the capitalism and the Western people are responsible for this because we are getting closer and closer to nature, to the animals, and so the viruses they jump over to the humans.
Yeah.
So we are lost because there's climate change and virus pandemics and cataclysms. Oh, sorry, we are living in horrible times.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm old enough.
I just wanted to say,
I will die. I take off this shit. No,
that's bravo. What a brave guy.
oh yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
let's stay clever and smart.
And when you read on the package of these face masks, they write specifically that they are not protect for virus, so they don't protect for viruses. So you know, you can almost look through. So how shall I keep a virus away from you? But hey, what little do I know, you know?
We don't know. I just believe what they are telling us on television, in the newspapers, and in the media, and they say it's very deadly. So
yeah, I saw it even on this G7 meeting now. How in this group photo when they all stood exactly 150 meters apart. You know that. I mean, of course, you see then the photos afterwards where they do social distancing and touchy and whatever, and stand all close together without face mask, but telling us we need to wear face masks. So, but I don't know. You know,
the politicians, they have security, so they are safe.
That's why.
Yes. You know what I heard? I don't know. I think Angela Merkel had as a duty limousine. You know, a limousine. I don't know, an Audi or a BMW.
Yeah, something German.
But she changed the car to a Volkswagen bus van because she was afraid that her driver could infect her. Of course, he's tested and vaccinated and so on, but now she sits some meters behind him and she's more safe now. So I'm happy that Angela Merkel at least is safe, because what would we do without her?
Imagine what would Germany be without Angela? Of course,
the world. She's the climate chancellor. She's making peace with all the migrants and all. She just disliked President Trump, but now Biden she loves.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, one has to love Biden. He's like this silly old grandfather, you know, who doesn't get any sentence correct anymore. He forgets where he comes from. He forgets where he wants to go. He's always entertaining on every party. That's why we all like these people.
Look, she grew up in a communist regime. She was in the party, in the communist regime. So my conspiracy theory is they put her into Germany, into Western Europe as a sleeper. So she's at the right-wing CDU party, but she's a sleeper. And like how is it called? MK Ultra. They woke her up.
Brainwashed.
And then we closed down all nuclear power plants and we turn around all this electricity and so on. But I mean, there are also some good things which come from China, and one is this.
Of course, the art of war.
Also Chinese. Back then, great stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Not everything is bad from China.
No.
And this is what I then don't understand. There are many on YouTube. I get then often the comments when I test a bow from China. I would never buy something from China. I don't support the system. Okay, I don't start a discussion with them anymore. This is useless.
You know what? In my opinion, it's like that. The Chinese are doing what they are doing, and they have a long plan, and that's okay. Not the Chinese are the bad ones, but our stupid Western politicians are the bad ones because they're too stupid, too idiotic to check what's going on. That's the problem. If one is a tall guy, a strong guy, and making something, okay, he's able to do it and he will do it. The bad guys are the weak ones. They are not prepared and not thinking about, what is this big guy going to do? Yeah. So what about archery?
Oh, good question. What is about archery? When did you shoot your last arrow?
2 weeks ago, because
really?
I moved to this new place, and there's a big garden down there. I will erect a target stand, and
Mm-hmm.
then we will see
Okay.
if I'm able to hit something.
No, you always hit something.
Yes,
So the arrow will always land somewhere and you always hit something.
green.
Hey, the green is always the biggest target. It's easy to hit. So fine.
But you know, the more they talk about the climate change and the nature is dying, and so
Mhm.
I like to shoot in the green, because then I shoot at a grass or a flower, and
Mhm.
I say, oh yeah,
Yeah, you kill nature. I see.
yes, yes.
I shoot at straw targets. So I let the cut the grass first, and then they dry it, and then they press it, and I shoot in this one. So grass, second generation.
You are shooting at mummified life.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm a necro archer.
A micro.
Hey, okay. I think we don't go any further than this. Should we talk about something?
I get lots and lots of questions about the stuff we talked in the last, or I don't know, episode. The stages of the shot.
Mm-hmm.
What are the stages, the phases of the shot?
Yeah.
And one important, I'm sure you also got questions, is anchor point.
Yeah.
How to release proper.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, maybe this is
Follow through. Maybe that we go a little more in detail.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe first of all, because I have often this thing that they tell me, yeah, I'm whatever right-handed, but I'm left eye dominant. Can I still shoot a right-handed bow? Do I need to shoot a left-hand bow? Like they tell me when you go to an archery club and they only shoot this Olympic system bows, then they tell you, oh, you're left eye dominant, so you need to shoot a left-hand bow. Yeah. How do you see it with the eye dominance?
If you're, I don't know the right term in English, but if you're a right-handed person or a left-handed person, doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Shoot how you feel better. If you're a right-handed person and you feel good shooting right-handed, it doesn't matter which eye is dominant, because I think we talked before about it. Our brain will do the job. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Just have to do it.
Yeah. Only if you use sights or you aim over the arrow, then you need. But even then, you could go away and shoot right-handed with the left. You only need to know where you have to aim, but it makes life a bit complicated. But as long as you shoot traditional or instinctive or intuitive or whatever, and you only look at your target, eye dominance is not a big.
It's just another mathematic operation. Your brain is.
And who will not believe that? I simply invite them, shoot when you think you're right eye dominant, you can't shoot left hand, shoot a few arrows with your right side, with your right eye dominant, and then grab a bow and shoot left hand at the same target. It might take you 1 or 2 shots, and then all of a sudden it works in the same way.
Yeah, because it's also because archery is difficult enough. Yeah. So if you start archery, everything is new to you, and you also start changing your side, left to right, or the opposite. That's a horror thing, because you know how to grasp a thing with your right hand, and till you learn it with the left, you will get crazy.
Yeah, it's confusing.
And you will lose fun.
Exactly. And you lose interest in this hobby, and you give up before you even started properly.
Yeah, maybe.
Doesn't make sense. Yeah.
I don't know if it's true. Maybe it's like today with the genders. They say, yes, it's possible. One day you are a right eye dominant, and a week later you're left eye dominant. Maybe I don't know if it's true, but
I saw an awesome post today of a company. They sell printed T-shirts, and on a T-shirt was this colorful, this rainbow, and then there are more than 2 genders was printed on the T-shirt. But when you order it, you can click male or female version for the T-shirt. So what? Then they give you a few more options when there are more than 2 genders.
So
seriously. okay. Yeah, we had this. So we go back to archery then otherwise.
Yeah.
So
But,
also
the true core of this statement is, I really heard that you can change your eye dominance. It's possible.
yes.
So imagine if you're right-handed and you find out you're left eye dominant, and then you train everything to do left-handed, and done in 3 months you're right. So you change back. It's
especially when you keep both eyes open when you don't aim, it doesn't matter because you see the target picture as a whole, and your brain adapts to it. So that's why.
Howard Hill had a left dominant eye and was a right-handed archer. And because of that, and also because I'm also left eye dominant, I wrote to John Schultz, who knew Howard Hill, and there was a picture of Howard Hill, John Schultz, and John Schultz's brother, I don't know, James, or I don't know. And he had an eye clip like a parrot over his right eye. And you could see everything he wear and the bow. He was a right-handed archer. So I wrote to John Schultz, it's 20 years ago. I said, if he lost this eye before and changed or something like that, and he said he lost the eye and was as good an archer, right eye dominant and right-handed archer. He said he never get really that good he was before, but he was an exceptional archer anyway. So I believe John Schultz. I believe in what Howard Hill has done. No problem with that. I would say.
Okay.
The only sense is what you mentioned. If you are going to be an Olympic archer, if that's your wish and your way, maybe you should change.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe you should change to traditional archery.
No, this is the appropriate change. So you have to change. You don't change your shooting side. Because when you come to traditional archery, you learn how to shoot left and right-handed. So that's why it doesn't matter. For me, the bow is a weapon, and I always like to be capable of handling my weapon with both hands. So that's why it makes only sense to shoot both-handed.
Because you talked about sights, I don't know if you know it. For rifles, they had in German, it's called Krüppelschaft. I think you would translate to crooked stock.
Okay.
They had a bent stock, so the guy had the rifle on his right shoulder, but aimed with the left eye, also because of this eye dominance and stuff.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Good. Domination, eye domination, done.
And dominance in common. So I don't know. There are lots of ideas to have with dominance. And
no, we don't go there.
Devoutness.
We don't go there. No. So, next thing was an anchor point, right?
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
So I started with simply because I saw that people put the middle finger to the corner of their mouth.
I would start like that with the word anchor point.
Yeah.
And why it is called anchor point? Because if you anchor something, it's like it's straight. It's like that. It don't move. This is the anchor. The ship can't move because it's anchored. So just to keep that in mind, anchor point.
Yeah,
that's where you
something
anchor.
solid, something not moving. It's something static and not dynamic. Yes.
Yeah.
And for three-finger throw, I completely agree with that. Even when you see John Schultz shooting, he shoots there and boom and let's go. But he still has his. It's a split of a second anchor point, and then he lets go. So fine.
Yeah. John Schultz has such a good release technique. You can see the arrow come off. It's like one fluid. Wonderful.
So, but what's the benefit of having the middle finger in the corner of the mouth and not, let's say, this anchor here or whatever for instinctive or traditional?
In my opinion, if you anchor here on your chin, it comes from target archery, from Olympic archery, because you produce a high shot. Because you anchor low, the arrow is pointing upward. Usually, because when you put the bow down here, you would shoot. It don't works. Then the bow would be out of your sight line of sight. So that's from target archery. Okay, you can do it. I don't know if you train just like that, you can do it, no problem. In my opinion, then you have to have some kind of anchor here.
This is exactly.
But that's not. I think the index finger or the middle finger, the corner of the mouth. Just which one you like. Just always use the same.
You only need always to have the same facial expressions. This is what I always tell the people: you need to smile. Then your anchor point is a little further back, because when you look grumpy, the anchor point is lower, and then you might miss the target.
In some old photographs, when I used to shot very heavy bows, I was like this. Because I couldn't draw the bow. I want to touch my lips. And,
But one reason why, or what my understanding is, that you have the middle finger in the corner of your mouth, because when you draw the arrow back there, I anchor now here, and when I look at the target, the arrow lines up with my right eye. So if I look down, I see the arrow exactly from above.
Also with the elevation and so.
So wherever I point now, the arrow will go. So if I draw now, let's say to my ear, and point at the target, then the arrow will go there. If I draw extreme, nobody does it, but I draw here, then the arrow will go away there. So that's why
very simple. You have the arrow exactly below the right eye.
Exactly. And that's even if you don't aim over the arrow, but you still line it up because it's part of your peripheral vision.
And it's part of your how to say it, your whole body position. It's a fixed body position, and if you and you draw exactly in line back here, the arrow is exactly aligned to the target. There's one more thing. You have to cant the bow.
Of course.
The draw hand has the exact same angle, and also your head. Your head has to be tilted. You can't shoot. I see so many pictures and archers who shoot like that. That's horrible. You're not in line with your target. You have to be like that, like a fighter, in my opinion.
The bow and the face always need to have the same angle. So when you don't have this, it doesn't work. And even the hand. When this is all lined up, then your life is easier. When you work against it, of course, it's a little harder. And
there's one more trick. I think I got it from Fred Esper or so. When you're using that hill swing draw method, when you're coming up with the bow from here and you're shooting, it's very easy if you train it, that the arrow is always in line with the target when you come up. Like the arrow comes up, it's exactly aligned to the target. But
crucial for this is simply your left shoulder, your bow arm shoulder. When the shoulder points to the target, everything is nice and easy. When the shoulder points away, you have this reference point is missing. So this is, or if there is a secret, this is what I always say is the bow shoulder. When this one doesn't directly look at the target, you have a hard time.
That's why I said it before. Always recommend try to turn your butt to the target.
But what many people do, instead of turning the body, they simply roll the shoulder inwards. And now the shoulder looks at the target, and then they stand like this. Olympic archers, they have the shoulder up there like this too, and this is what I don't know.
Yes, because they anchor in a different way, and so
different.
And if you're exercising or doing training, repeat every shot you didn't reach your anchor point properly. Don't count.
Yeah.
You have to say, oh, okay, I hit the target, but it was not okay.
Doesn't help. Only the perfect shot. And when you practice and you perform a bad shot, it still goes into your muscle memory. So that's why only the perfect performed shot makes sense. And always, that's why only 3 arrows at a time, and all this, everything has a reason, everything has a purpose, and it helps you become a better archer.
And that's why you shouldn't celebrate if you hit the target out of a number of mistakes.
Exactly.
You should say, no, that's not good. I hit the target, but it's not good.
It's
and
not,
make another
not even not good. Simply accept what is and continue your training. This is both when you tell, oh, that was bad, or that was, you distract your mind. You simply stay focused and shoot and shoot. Okay, that was a little off. Okay, boom, boom, boom.
And if, when we talk about bow hunting, for example, bow hunting, you are nervous, you're everything. But if your body is aligned the right way, if you have your position and you're perfectly aligned, then it doesn't matter if you don't draw full because you're nervous and you release here. If you have a powerful bow, it doesn't matter.
Of course.
But if your alignment is okay, you will hit the target. But in exercising and training, you always have to reach your anchor point.
Of course. I agree with anchor point. I just did a video about when you shoot thumb release and you draw longer. I always tell people you have an anchor point here, but you don't anchor. Because what happens is when you anchor, look at my elbow, tick, I anchor. You see that? I go back, tick, now I anchor, and now I collapse. Then you're weak, and then your release will be bad.
So you're holding your string with your head.
No, you draw back until you almost reach what they call anchor point, and then you crawl simply a little back, and then you let go. So for me, it's not an anchor point, it's the release point. It's a moment you draw there, half an inch before, you draw very slow, but you continue drawing, and then you let go when you reach your release point. So that's why I don't want to call it anchor point, because you don't anchor. So it's a dynamic, very slow, but you still move. So it's not an anchor anymore.
Yep. Many people who watched Howard Hill's clips and John Schultz and so on, they think they don't anchor because they are so they do it so nice, so precise, precisely. You don't see that they are anchoring, but they do it.
Of course,
but very fast.
Yeah, this is what I have I have a few online students from my Patreon program, and some of them, they sent me then the first video and then said so, and now do the same 5 times slower. And then the same with slow motion. Said, no, I don't want to see a slow motion. You need to do it very slow, because when you can't do it slow, you can't do it fast. When you speed up before you can do it, you make mistakes. It's like when you start playing guitar and you try to be already fast, you make mistake over mistake. When you do it very slow, speed comes natural. And here the same. You need to feel your anchor and then you let go. Over time, this will be always quicker, but you know what you're doing. When you only copy what you see on a YouTube video and you don't know what they're doing, I'm so good, and they don't have any anchor, and then
it's like playing roulette or so. That's not the thing. When you, I don't know how to say, you just can speed up a technique or a movement you have learned slowly, very exactly and very precisely. Then you can speed this up. And the guys, they are watching shooting like that. They started slow.
Of course.
And they perfectionated their technique, and then you get faster. And one thing I like to mention, because it's matching this discussion. Look, when I'm shooting with my back quiver, the shot starts when I'm in position, when my body is aligned, and then I draw out my arrow, and that's part of the shot. So what I want to say is, it's a kind of rhythm you have to get in. And if you have this rhythm, is it 1, 2, 3, bam, like that, then you can speed it up. But the worst thing, they're going to the shooting line or to the post in the ground, you know, and then they fumble around and put the arrow on the string, and then they shoot. That's horrible that you can't hit. This is luck. This is, I don't know.
I mean, only look at look at karate. Why do they learn katas? You know, because you need to get it in, and this is the same. It's like a kata, you know, like from karate, you grab it, you knock it, you throw, you shoot, you grab it, you knock it, it's always the same. And as you said, the rhythm is very important, especially for your muscle memory. Once you have this rhythm, you can always go back to it. So even if you're distracted, now you're automatically in your rhythm, and
you will do it automatically. Yes.
It helps a lot. But of course, you need to do it first. And as I said, when you can't do it slow, you can't do it fast.
Yeah, you can start with speed shooting.
Oh, talking about speed shooting, do we need to mention something from the last video? We had some critics. They said that it's obvious that the video of Jeff was slowed down, that he didn't shoot 5 arrows in 1 second.
So he slowed it down so we can see
how fast he sped it up. I mean, he sped it up.
I know. Just,
oh my God, it's already late. And
I don't know. In my impression was that he's an honest guy. I don't know.
And on the other side, what good would it do for him if he would cheat now? Yeah.
And if he's going to that Guinness World Record, it would turn out.
Exactly. I mean, as we said before, all the things, they come out sooner or later, you know, all these, when you do something wrong, so you can't hide forever.
Yeah.
So I think that he did it in this 1 second. But of course, when you watch this video a few times, I don't know, it could look like he sped it up.
When he's finished shooting, it looks like everything is, I don't know.
I mean, on the other side, when you see some martial artists, when they perform in Wing Chun, when they shoot, you know, and then, you know, when they come back, it looks kind of the same. So that's why I, for now, trust Jeff.
And after all, I trust people. For usually I trust people until an opposite thing or something is proven. I trust people, and it was a wonderful talk with Jeff, and he's an honest guy. And he's training, as he said, at night and day and 8 hours and so on. So you can do things we can't imagine.
And you only get with training so far. I mean, if another one starts now and wants to shoot, of course it doesn't work. For him, it works because he practices every day 6 to 8 hours. And then no matter which martial art you practice or whatever you practice, if you practice 5 hours or 6 hours every day playing guitar, you will be good in no time. Oh, that's why,
There's a funny episode. I don't know if you know this stage magician Penn and Teller.
I heard from them, but I never saw something.
The guy and the small guy, and they are in Las Vegas doing their shows, and so very nice guys. And they started making this, you know, this cup game with the 3 cups. And the first time ever, one magician did it on stage with transparent cups. So all the other magicians were horrified. You can't do it with transparent cups. All the people will see what you're doing and what's the trick and so on. And they did it with transparent cups, and I watched it, and many people watched it. If one trains this very good, it doesn't matter if the cups are transparent or not. You don't find out how he's doing that stuff because they are so fast and so clever. Maybe it's like that. We have never trained this, and we look at it and say, "Oh, that's impossible. That has to be speeded up." I don't know.
I mean, but it's the same when you watch some guitar players, like I've forgotten his name again, Spanish guitar player, and he plays incredibly fast. And I was like, how the hell is this possible that you move your fingers so fast?
Or these step dancers and so on.
Yeah.
You know, the step dancers like Bing Crosby and you can't imagine that a person is able to do it. Yeah.
It's simply a matter of practice.
Yeah.
That's why for now, Jeff is
and
up.
if you are training just that thing, and I have to agree, of course, he must be able to shoot faster than a guy using knocks, because the crucial part is the knocking.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's where you're fumbling around.
He saves time. He saves a lot of time because he doesn't need to knock. Exactly.
Yeah. And maybe that's also one point people can imagine that he can be so fast.
Yeah, but then of course they will tell you, but you can't shoot this way then with a heavy poundage bow. Yes, most probably not. Yes. And he never said that it's historically something proven. He simply said that he wanted to shoot as fast with bow and arrow as the other guy with his gun did. So that's why. That's all.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that a lot, and I like this a lot. It's another way of archery, and it's fine.
Yeah. And you can do armory with this kind of bow, and you can do this and that. He's training this thing, this trick.
Yeah.
And if it's just a 15-pound bow, it's a 15-pound bow. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. When he stands on a stage, if he would do it on a stage, imagine he shoots 5 arrows in 1 second. And whatever in some kind of target, people would go crazy seeing this live.
Yeah.
So it would be.
Imagine if he has 5 balloons there,
exactly. And you hear like, it's awesome. Yeah. That's why.
Like that, you know, that electric minigun, you know, this
the Gatling gun. Yeah.
It's the old one, and the new ones are the miniguns. You know, it's the same system, but back then the Gatling was cranked, crank.
Yeah, now
they are electric. I love them. I saw some footage, and you know, the empty cartridges shells, they fell out like water. Wow, I like this.
Yeah. Fancy weapons. Okay. But we came a bit off now again with speed. So practice very slow. This is what I tell all my students. I have now a new one. He sent me video and directly shooting faster. Look, send me the next video 3 times slower. Do everything very slow, and then I see what you're doing. Otherwise, I'm not even capable of seeing, you know, when he does it so fast, and on a video it's hard.
But one thing I like to say, many people are making, in my opinion, a mistake. Don't anchor too long. The very moment you reach your anchor point, don't check back, don't think about it, just release. If your body is aligned, if everything is okay, you raise the bow, you throw, tack, release.
But you need to feel your anchor point, but you don't stay there. It's a thing for less than half a second, and then let go. Yeah.
And once again, never look away from the target, not from the target, from the very
from the center point. And this is one thing with the jumping mind, that they stand and then the eye jumps somewhere. You can see it sometimes. Said, listen, I told you, only look at your target. Don't even blink. Yeah, I was looking. No, you were not in the moment before you let go. They look somewhere as there's some, I don't know what is going on.
Maybe it's a virus.
Ooh, okay. It's the Archer virus, the target panic virus. We don't know. Now, that's important, yeah.
Very important.
And then the release. I think the release is something you can practice and train for months and months until you get it right. What is your secret for us, or how you can achieve a smooth and good release, or let's say a good release?
I don't know. The only thing is you have to relax your fingers, and stay on your face, or like you do, stay where you are. Don't move forward or sideways or back or something. John Schultz and that guy say it's all the draw and the anchor point and the release is one backward motion.
Yeah.
So never they say it like that: never stop to draw.
Exactly.
If you reach your anchor point, you're losing your form because you're okay now at the anchor point, and now I'm going to release.
Yeah.
Never stop to draw. Draw back, draw back, draw back, and then check. And draw back your cheek.
This is what I just explained with.
Stay as close at your cheek as you can.
Yeah.
Draw back your cheek and then release.
Yeah.
And I think if you think about never stop to draw, your release will be smooth because your elbow will go back and then your fingers release.
Yeah, some simply force the release, or I need to let go, and then you see the hand snapping backwards. So then there was tension in the hand.
That's a mental issue.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid.
I have a some. I don't know where they learned it from. They told me we shoot like this. They put the string on the first joint of their fingers, not in the grooves.
Yeah.
And then of course when you draw there something, then your whole fingers get stiff. On my side, when I put the string,
you have a terrible lever here.
Yeah, exactly.
But when I started archery, the target shooters draw like that. They had the string here in front of the joint.
But you get a whole stiff hand, and then these knuckles show. This is what I always tell. Look, as long as these knuckles show out here, it's strong. So flat hand, flat.
Yeah. Like I don't know if you shoot 3 fingers. John Schultz and also Howard Hill gave the advice: put the thumb on
together,
your little finger, like the Boy Scouts. And they also said you have a better release if you do it. I don't do it, but I have it like that.
Yeah. Nevertheless,
don't use just the tip of your index finger or middle finger.
Yeah.
You can't be hollow there. You know, you have to be on your cheek.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you put these 2 fingers together, my God, if you would look at the camera once. The thing is, what some people do when you tell them do this, then they overdo it, and then they get this rounded hand, and then you can't achieve anything anymore. So they simply point towards each other or touch each other slightly. You can go smooth back.
Something comes into my mind. Beginners often do it. They draw, and the last 1 inch of the draw, they pull with the fingers.
You
know, they draw.
And then they make a fist.
And then I always say, yes, you have to look. This is a hook like that, and it's you can't draw at the last moment like that, so you reach the corner of your mouth. But it's a very common mistake.
And then, of course, you have a very bad release because you
and they can't release it.
Doesn't work.
Look, I moved, and I only have 1 arrow here.
That's a nice one.
Oh, you know what it is? It is part of a cold steel Samburu spear.
Okay,
that's a dangerous thing, I tell you. It's razor sharp. I used to throw them at hay targets or straw targets, and so wow, that's power. Very heavy. And it's a takedown. You have the shaft. Here you have the shaft.
Yeah.
And then you have the steel back.
Wow.
It's a horrible thing.
Yeah, I can imagine. Wow.
They used to hunt lions with.
But I think like fun to play with it. Yeah. Nice.
So the weapon of the day.
Don't kill yourself or the microphone.
Yeah.
Good.
I got it from Mike Sarnitz. You know him? He was a trainee at Bear Archery back then in the early 80s. He's an Austrian guy,
Okay.
And his parents had a big ammunition and gun, but how is it? Distribution, not a shop, but a distributor, a Großhandel in German. And now he's still in karate and makes his trophies in karate and so, and martial arts and archery and so on. And one time I visited him in Vienna. He invited me, a very big house, and you thought, oh, it's a house in Vienna, you know, some stores. And in the backside was a garden as big as a football playing field, you know, where 1 square meter costs about 5,000 euros or so. The big garden and a swimming pool. And in the swimming pool was a tomahawk lying on the ground. So what have you done? Oh, I've tried something. And then he had a kind of a rack where these spears, some of the spears. And what are you doing? Oh, let's go back to the jungle office. He had jungle office. He had some camping gear there and this, and then we threw the spears. And so I said, take one with you. Nice guy. He's on Facebook. Great guy.
Nice.
He was in Africa hunting all big five and so. But he said they shot them with how you call it, narcotic arrows. But I said, you are a charlatan. That's not true. That's not true. He still looks nice, interesting guy. Sorry, away from away from archery. What is the last point?
Follow through.
Yeah.
But after the release, because there is again now, I mentioned it before, when you see some, and there are a few well-known instructors in Germany, they tell you even in traditional instinctive archery, you stand there, and when you let go, you force your elbow back and you tap with your fingers on your shoulder, and this is their way, and this is the only way they teach. And I don't know, when I do this, I don't do it. So how do you?
Ferguson does it.
Yeah.
Not too extensive, but he does it.
Yeah, I mean, I go back to when I let go, my hand goes kind of whatever, like a little alongside and disappears a little behind my head, but I don't tap here my shoulder, right? Because
as we said, maybe it's not a too bad idea because we talked before about it offline. It's a kind of indicator. If you touch your shoulder, you know you have done it right because you can't see yourself. Yeah. So if you're just doing that, have I done it right or not or wrong?
How do you do it? What's your follow through?
That's one of my weak spots. I'm not drawing the elbow far enough. Often you see it on my pictures. Even on that picture behind you, the elbow is way too far forward. Yeah. But yes, I'm still learning.
Yeah, we all learn, no worries. And what I always tell the people, don't think about bringing your hand to your anchor point, because then they draw with this arm muscle. And when they let go, you see that the hand goes away from the head. It shows only that they use the arm.
You roll back the draw shoulder.
Think about your elbow. The elbow goes back, and then the muscles do the job. You don't have to think about it. Simply bring the elbow back until you're here, and then let go. And the elbow wants, of course, to go back because you have this, after the release, you want to do this. So that's why it's okay to let the hand go a little back. That's fine by me.
The shoulder will do the job, and the elbow will do the job.
The thing is only when you overdo it, when you force it, then the left hand responds to it. Yeah. Then both hands go, or both elbows go, shoulders go back. So when you force it, it doesn't work. You need to let it simply happen because there is tension, and you let this tension simply happen, but you don't force it.
Maybe that's an issue for the next broadcast. people are talking and philosophing a lot about anchor point and release and follow through, and it's kind of, oh, it's very mental and so on. But they don't talk a lot about your bow hand and your bow arm.
Yeah.
And if the anchor point and the release and that or that stuff is very important, then it's twice as important it was your left arm is doing, because that's the arm which is holding the bow into the target.
Yes, this is for me the anchor point. Your first anchor is the bow hand in the target. The second anchor is if you want. This is how I teach when we teach those. I said always, this is the first one, and this is the second one, and then let go. And this one doesn't move. Yeah.
And it's like rifle shooting or like or gun shooting. The very moment you release your bow arm, your shoulder, nothing should move. There should be no moving part but your fingers. And the string goes out, and the arrow hits a big buck. Or a banana or a melon.
Or melon, yeah, we should melons. They're a little bigger than bananas.
Strange fruits.
Yeah. Hey, you like fruits, come on.
Of course.
Yeah.
I like fruit too.
Yeah, but that's all. There's nothing more to it. And the rest is, as we said already, practice every day a bit if possible.
There's nothing mysterious.
It's not exactly, it's not rocket science. What I always tell, it's nothing overly complicated. They do it since 10,000 of years. So it's nothing new. It's already proven. Don't invent something. Don't think you need to invent your own stuff. First, learn it properly, and then you can create your own style. I mean, not everybody should exactly mechanically shoot the same, because we're all different. So you first need to learn what they want to do, that you understand the principles, and then you shoot in your own style. That's fine by me.
We are not really different.
Yeah, a little, of course.
We have two arms, a head.
Yeah, but still, fine details are still different. Head, shoulders, further, whatever.
Like put your pinky.
Yeah, that's it. That's important. Ooh, I have tea with the queen. Yeah.
Hey, mates.
It's like in a martial art. Of course, you study first one, like Tai Chi. I studied the Yang style, the short form. And then, of course, you try to get it as close as possible to what your master or whatever whom you follow do it. But later on, it will be your own style. So it's not his style anymore, and it's not the one who invented this style. You make it personal.
There's a good thing about that. You can copy everything.
Yeah.
Because when you are doing it, it's different.
Yeah. Exactly.
I got it. I got this stuff from an acting school from Michael Caine. He said, if you see a move or something, another actor doing something cool, you can do it. You can copy it, because if you are doing it, it's different.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the same. And the best way is to copy a master, because you will do it different, but you will have a good style.
Yeah,
if
exactly.
you try to copy the master. Yeah.
And regarding back to no anchor point and nothing at all, then I think we really need to invite Lars Andersen. And then, because he doesn't use any kind of anchor points, reference points, he doesn't care about is the shoulder up or down. These are all things he doesn't care at all, and it still hits an arrow flying through the air and stuff like this. So maybe we are all wrong. Or we are maybe too narrow.
I think. Look, if you're making this stuff repeatedly, on and on and on, like I said about Howard Hill, he was able to hit on this stage distances, and so if he draw the bow like that without anchoring, he was able to hit it and here, back there, and so not like knife throwing. If you can do it, you can throw it from beneath, or like that, or like that. You have a feeling for in this exact scenery, in this for this distance with your equipment, you can do a lot of things. And it's like you say, like throwing a stone. Of course, it doesn't matter if you hold the head like that or like that. If you do it a lot.
Yeah. It's like John Wayne when he shot with his Winchester out of his and on hip, you know, he held it down and boom, boom, and killed all of the guys.
But you know, it's the same when you have the rifle here. It's the same if you have it here. If you do it often enough.
It's the same with a bow and arrow. You can draw here, you can draw down there. It still works, but of course it takes a lot of practice. Yeah.
And if you esoteric guy as I am, say if you're one with your weaponry, if your weaponry is a part of yours, if this is the Colt or the Winchester or the bow or the tomahawk, you can do things other people will look, oh, that's not possible. How can he hit it? But of course, you know, once I was in a fly fishing school. I got lessons in fly fishing. We had a trainer there, I think about 30 yards. He was able to place the fly on like a cigarette packet. That's not possible. It was.
Cool. Just comes in my mind, we need to invite, I will ask Gordon, he lives in the UK and he does archery every day, but he does even knife throwing, extra, he does with bullwhips.
Oh, yeah.
And you can become very precisely with a bullwhip. I saw the other one, he put a card between two bottles and he smacked this card away.
Back then in the old days, they used to
cigarette
out and so on.
This is one thing I think I would like to try once and with a whip. Interesting.
I have a friend, Francesco Martini. He's German, I think from your area where you're from. And he's a guy like that. He's doing this stuff and also, you know, he's a Western guy with lasso and bullwhip and bolts and so on. And maybe you get connected. He knows a lot about this. He's also doing this on stage.
Okay.
Nice thing. I think a bullwhip is a horrible weapon if the guy is able to use it. Like Indiana Jones.
This is just wanted to say, since Indiana Jones, every boy wants to have a whip, of course.
But you know, Indiana Jones, they had it from old black and white Western movies where guys were with this bullwhip and making the same stuff. They all, like we said, they copied it and it was new and they were, oh, bullwhip, great. It was long ago before.
Of course, it's nothing new, obviously, but to give it to a different character. And he does something and he uses it in a bit different way. It makes sense. And it's cool. So this is one thing I might want to learn in the future.
And like many of these, I don't know how to call this kind of weapons, they are underestimated. If you see a guy with a bullwhip, yes, because you are, since Indiana Jones, the people will think, oh, that's dangerous maybe. But if you don't think about it, you do it's a whip, okay?
Yeah. Can make a loud noise because you always see it in a circus, you know, whatever. Okay, it's loud, but...
A lot of these weapons are underestimated.
It's good like this. Because when you have one, you know,
But I don't know where to get a really good one.
I need to ask Gordon. We invite him to the show. Maybe he wants to join. He's a really interesting
we can talk about it. That would be
Dartmoor Archery he has in the UK, and he's one of these guys. He never had a face mask on. So if people are upset about this, please don't watch it.
Stay away.
You should.
Never heard about that Britain virus mutation.
Okay. No, but you need to simply put a glass in front of your computer.
In front of the whip.
This is, so what can I do?
You know, a kind of so plastic glass. But then I can't type. I have to type like.
Yeah, no, you can't type anymore. You need to make it in a different way then. Yeah.
Maybe you need an assistant to type.
Yeah, but the assistant can have viruses again. No, you need to speech to type. You know, you say something and your computer does it.
I'm more old school with the blonde secretaries.
Oh yeah, with the nice inner glasses, and they put the glasses. Yeah.
Oh yes, sir. Oh master.
Yes, you want 1 or 2 sugar in your coffee.
Yeah.
I see. Good.
One of my favorite serials is Mad Men. You know it?
Mad Men?
Mad Men. No. It's on Amazon. You can find Amazon Prime. It's about an advertising agency in the 1960s. And it's very old school, nice place, and how it was with the secretaries and so on. But it's really good. If you have Amazon Prime, watch it.
I don't have.
It's really
I don't have Netflix.
And, you know,
I have Amazon Prime.
You can learn a lot. You can learn a lot from this serial because the main character has a wonderful body language. He's dominating all the situations, like we talked before. And very nice. I send you a link with one little clip out of this, and you will see it's great. Good tip, in my opinion.
Okay, nice.
And I'm very picky about serials, really picky. I would love to see a good serial, but after 10 minutes, I say, okay, go. Goodbye.
Yeah, with some series, I think you need to watch them for a while, that you get familiar with the characters and you get into the stories and you know all the backgrounds and then you feel with them. But this is way too much hassle for me, so I don't like all this. I don't like it.
Yes, what I mean is I switch away when they start to be over emotional.
No, when a guy starts crying, you need to switch off.
Main character has to be gay and the patchwork family and his
You're so old school.
Yeah, that's why I like the Mad Men stuff. It's called Mad Men because there were lots of advertising agencies on Madison Avenue in New York.
Yeah, of course, was the time.
And also because of ad man, like advertising, Batman, ad man, Madison Avenue. That's a kind of right way. Oh, it's very good.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, so what we can do next? Oh, you invite that bullwhip guy.
Yep.
And how about that? How is it called? That martial arts guy, Jeff's friend. We talked before. I don't remember the name.
Jeff's friend.
Who says you are the master? The one guy who says you're the master.
I'm not. No, I don't know.
We talked before. We talked offline about it. He wrote you, oh well, my big Dalai Lama in Malta, you are the biggest guy. You are my master.
I think you mixed something up, not me.
No.
From Jeff?
A friend of Jeff.
Miguel? From Puerto Rico?
Let me look.
No, we can invite him once. It's surely interesting. But I don't know whom you're talking about.
Just a moment.
No, we have time.
We talked about him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This one I don't know now.
Like a survival guy or something.
After the Survivors Arsenal or something, yeah.
Yes, Survivors Arsenal.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah. I will ask him too. He lives in America, so we need to see how it works with the time, like with Jeff. And then we see.
And be charming with Petra.
Yeah, always.
And also with Jess. I think you said something dirty to her. So
No.
She's busy.
No, she's just moved to New Zealand. Everything is new and she's busy connecting there with all these stunt horse people and stuff. So she's a little, her schedule is tight. It's fine.
Busy.
One day she will have time for us and it's fine.
Busy cat.
A
busy cat.
Yeah, we're busy cat.
Busy cat, I love you.
I should have given you this tea, you know, which smells a lot like rum.
What's new, busy cat?
What's it?
Not pissy cat. Busy cat.
Busy with a B. Busy.
Not pissy. Where's your pussy pot?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The stuff
I have only
sniffing.
natural Thai herbs here.
Yeah.
They smell really good.
He's always sniffing that pussy smell. Oh, horrible.
It's Thai herbs. But what little you know, huh? Yeah.
I hope it's organic and not something chemical. And you know about because of the climate change, you know?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Or it's made out of tigers.
No, I think there are no tigers in it. I didn't hear anything roar, so it was silent. So I think. No, and there's more like a bird on it or something as a logo. I don't know. Wait a second.
Tiger pussy smell.
It's really late.
Okay, I think it's better we stop now.
The question is, if a virus doesn't go through a computer, should we try an arrow through a computer?
I can do. I'm safe because Bill Gates, I'm sure he vaccinated Windows. So Windows can't get any viruses anymore since Bill Gates is to vaccinations.
Yeah, but I mean, what for me is obvious, Bill Gates is not a virus person, neither with a computer in the first place, nor with human viruses. What he is a developer of an operating system for a computer.
Yeah.
And he is now into putting things into human bodies, but he is still a developer of operating systems. So I told you once already what I see coming in maybe the far future, not in the near future, that human will be controlled in a different way.
We will, it's a very nice vision of the future is what in Star Trek are the Borg. The Borg.
I don't know.
They are half individual, half organic, and half or more than half artificial. Mm-hmm. And they have a collective brain, like the internet.
Yeah.
Just Google it, Borg.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the collective brain or something is fine as long as it's not controlled. I would have no problem with it. I mean, we are all connected to in different ways to a collective brain. That's not a big thing.
Imagine if everyone will know what you would know, what in your dirty mind is going on. No, nothing. I don't like it.
Nothing. I have nothing to hide, you know.
Yeah. Mr. Clean's brain.
Somebody has to be a role model here.
A new big business for Bill Gates. They clean the brain cleaner.
Yeah, of course.
You just have to take a sip and
they do it in this way.
Yeah. Or with these little bullets you put in your, when you're, how are they called? I don't know.
Zäpfchen.
Yes, Zäpfchen. When you're ill, you can. Oh, I think your brain is something dirty.
Yeah, but how much sense does it make when you push it up your back when when you have headaches and you take something back in your, it's fine.
They do it, no?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not into medicine. I don't take medicine. I don't know, since 30 years or something. I don't take anything.
Just the tiger smell.
This is not medicine. These are herbs, and I smell them. I don't swallow anything.
Medicine is herbs.
Yeah, but I don't swallow them. So I drink tea. This is maybe herbs too, or something in natural medicine.
When they
But I
smoke,
don't take. Okay, let's take it like this. I don't take any chemical medicines.
no, but if they smoke opioids or so, they also don't eat. They
Yeah,
just
I have
smell
no
it.
problem. I have no problem with that. Not that I smoke, but it's fine. It's better than an aspirin, I guess. I mean, why do you think that Byron Ferguson shoots aspirins? Because they're not good.
Oh, so he's an anti-pharmaceutical
Yes. He could shoot these small these
lifesavers.
these tom-toms or whatever, you know, they are this small.
Lifesavers, they call
Okay.
it.
So there's so many things you could shoot, but now he shoots aspirin. Think about that. Now we
Works
have
against Bayer.
Ooh, except Byron against fire. Yeah. Ooh. Now we're talking.
So he's endangered.
Fire. Fire is in danger.
Aspirin is Bayer.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I mean, aspirin comes from it was originally from plants, and I have it here. It's from the willow bark.
Yeah.
Willow bark tree. The bark has these natural things in. I forgot the name now again, which helps you when you have headaches or whatever pain and relaxing.
If you're honest, most of the artificial medicines are copies of plants.
Yeah. The thing is the adaptation of the body. It's easy for the body to adapt something natural, but it's not so easy to something chemical, and it will always end up in your kidneys in one way or the other. And then people wonder, I have kidney stones, where do they come from?
Yeah. True.
Papa was a rolling stone.
If you avoid it, if you just take it, some years back then I had a terrible infection. I would have died without antibioticum and so on. So in some cases you have to, or you remember, it's not too long ago, a lot of people died because of, how is it called, that blinddarm?
Appendix.
Appendix infection. They died just because of this little shit.
Yeah. Oh, can happen. I mean, on the other side, when the time is here, the time is here. Hey, come on. We don't live forever anyway, so why extend it for?
You like Bill Gates, you like to reduce the population. Oh, if his time is come, he should die. Yeah. That's not
good. Okay.
Maybe you're a reptiloid too.
No, check my eyes. If my eyelids go like this or like this.
Like Angela Merkel.
Yeah.
The German Nazi reptiloids.
The thing is, they are not the reptiloids. They are controlled by them.
Yeah. Even worse. Yeah.
It's even worse.
Yeah.
And then you have this shape shifting that they sometimes, and in some videos.
Oh, I'm horrified.
Yeah.
I have to put on my mask.
Yeah, put it on. Yeah. Not that you get infected of my theories, huh?
You infect me with your conspiracies.
No, okay. It's a good thing, At least it makes you start thinking, maybe.
But I hate to sleep with the mask and the gloves, the helmet and the big.
But the interesting thing is some or many people now see that some conspiracy theorists are not theories, they are facts. And now they go a little and say, okay, this is a theory, conspiracy. So they start now with the theories, but everybody has a certain stop. Like you say, they don't eat babies and the reptiloids is bullshit. Others simply have a more extended vision of these conspiracy theories. So, but it's simply, you say until there, and I don't go any further until somebody proves me wrong, and then I might extend my vision in this direction.
Until somebody proves you wrong, but you also have to say, if somebody proves you that they are reptilian and baby eating and so on, it's in both.
Yeah, of course, both ways. Yeah, but then you would say, okay, now I adapt this conspiracy theory to my things too. Now I believe that, and then you go further. Yeah. And this is a rabbit hole which does not end. Yeah. That's why it's an individual thing where you set your personal stop. Yeah. What you can take and what not.
And as I said in the past, that all big conspiracies don't work.
Mm.
Like communism hasn't worked. Hitler's National Socialism hasn't worked.
Mm.
Uh,
Klaus Schwab's.
what?
Klaus Schwab's tyranny
will not
will not
work.
work. Yeah.
You see, in Switzerland, they had a kind of election or voting, and they voted against Greta's ideas.
Yeah.
And so on. So it don't work. So all that big conspiracy don't work.
Mm.
Think about the UNO.
Mm.
It's a kind of world government idea conspiracy, but it don't works.
Mm-hmm.
Because same thing like I said about communism, because humans are involved. They have their own interests. They are not just straight and so so they don't work.
Yeah, that's why
They
maybe
do a lot of damage, of course.
but that's why maybe this mind control, which is one of these theories, you know, with an operating system, that's why you need to come every half year and get your new vaccination, that you get an update of your operating system, might do the job, that you get your, you know, your mind narrowed down and straightened out.
It's very simpler. It's way more simple, because if you control the media, you don't need to put in a chip into
Yeah, but how long do they do it? And there are still many they don't run this way.
Yes, but they do it, but the time is changing, because they have to step back, because they can't censor everything and every stuff. So same, the conspiracy to making censorism or how they call it, cancel culture, but it don't work forever. It don't work for a short time, and so, but it will turn around.
Yeah, that's why you need to. That's why you need to have access to the brains, because then you don't depend on what this information does in your brain. If you how you perceive it, you have directly access to it.
Yeah. Yes. At least
it makes sense. From the point of view of this elite, which wants to do that.
And this mind control, this MK Ultra, that's true. That's not a conspiracy. They had experiments. They did it. And, back then it was a conspiracy. Now, today we know it was true. Yeah. That's also why they experimented with all that drugs, you know, LSD and so on. It was part of this mind control stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The CIA had, you know, the CIA had whorehouses, you know, bars with women, and they sent people there, and it was run by the CIA, and they give the clients drugs and filmed them and so on. You can't imagine. Very interesting.
But even in smaller scale, is I heard this in Germany from one of these multi-level marketing, you know, they sell insurances and capital management.
I know who you're talking about, I think.
And the owner of it, he always invited his good ones, and, you know, let's go 1 week Ibiza and whatever, let's have party, you know, your wife stays at home. And then, of course, he hired a few pretty girlies. And then they always took videos of them. And then he said, so look what I have here. So if you don't play now my game, of course, I have to show this video, these photos to your wife.
It's more simple. In fact, they must not making pictures or movies. It also works because all the involved folks there, that rich guys and businessmen, they knew that they were there and did this and that. So if that guy said, "Oh, come on, let's make this business," he must not show them a clip.
Yeah, of course.
And the other guy knows, and so on.
But he did just to make sure, you know, as a backup.
It's like it was at the Mau Mau in Kenya. It was at the SS with the Nazis. When you're involved in horrible stuff, they say, come on, kill one guy. See, it's nothing big. Okay, then you are part of that game.
Yeah.
And they said, for example, that SS guys in the East, in Poland and so, they were horrible killers, and they came home, they were quite normal people.
Yeah.
Because it was an environment, a community, like a tribe, and everyone knew what the other guy has done, and they knew each other, and so it works. It's just human condition. It works like that.
Conditioning, yeah. Works.
Okay, so
Good. So far, so good.
so far so good.
Next week we see that we have a guest.
Subscribe to my channel.
Of course, subscribe to his
No,
channel.
to Armin's, of course.
No, subscribe to Peter's channel. It's fine.
Give us some comments.
Yeah, some thumbs up, some thumbs down, whatever you feel like.
Tell us what you like to say. We don't mind, just say it.
Exactly. You can say whatever you like. If you use harsh language, you might be blocked or deleted, but you know.
You will get cancelled. We are part of the cancel culture.
No, it's simply, we can discuss everything, but we still can have a culture in discussing things. It's nothing personal, so you don't need to use rude words. You know, it's not, there's no need for it. So and especially if you need to use rude words, most probably your arguments are not very strong. Otherwise, you know, why should somebody call you directly a Nazi or whatever, an anti-Semite? Because he has no arguments. He has nothing, no foundation or for what he wants to say. That's why he comes with this rubbish.
That's a new trick. That's a new trick. If you say, you know, I don't believe in it. Oh, they go after your person, not after your opinion, after your person. One of my favorite quotations, which is very, it hits the time of today, that cancel culture and that stuff, is from Idi Amin, who said, I can guarantee you freedom of speech, but not freedom after speech.
That's a good one.
That's wonderful, no? You can say what you want, no problem.
But you need to take the consequences then. Makes sense?
Yeah.
You still have sunshine. It's still bright outside. Here it's already dark.
Not sunshine, but there's also a little light here. See, you see
but from the window inside, I see the light from the window. But still, because you're way more north than me. Here it's already dark.
Because you're in a dark environment. You're dark.
No, I'm closer to the equator than you. It's simply geographics, you know. But you slept when you had geographics. You slept because you need to be fit when you had biology, right? Yeah. Because you're a dark boy, bad boy. So it's only because I'm dressed dark doesn't mean I'm a dark boy. And these are all only, you know, what is bad and good. It's not the opposite. It's on one line, simply the different degradation of it, graduation of it. It's not the opposite.
Let's say, to say what is good, we can discuss, but for sure there are some things you can say these are bad. I would say.
But even I would say some things where you maybe say they are good. I say I don't see the point. Why should it be good? So that's why it's really, of course, we agreed on many things, that they are not good or that they are bad or something, but only because we agree on this. Is like with the truth nowadays, out all the lies, they all agree on the lie, and that becomes the truth because everybody agrees on it.
On another place at another time
would look different.
Would be bad what is good, and good what is bad.
Yeah, and this is what I say about morals, you know, or ethics. They are so regional and time depending.
It's like with a photo.
Yeah, it's in one region, in one part of the time. 20 years later, there was completely different. In another country, it was completely different. So that's why always being the moral and ethic apostle doesn't help a lot.
Because of these Chinese wet markets, they said in the beginning of the pandemic, you know, they said, yes, it's this wet market because the Chinese are eating everything, dogs and cats and everything. I started to research and I found out till 1920 there were dog butchers in Germany and in Austria. In Switzerland, in some places they eat cats. So we're talking about they're eating cats and dogs and pets and this and that. If you dig one
layer, only one layer.
One layer aside, you say, oh, yeah, it's so simple to talk. Yeah, so if you don't know about,
it's easy to talk about what you get served from mainstream media. You simply repeat it and you think you're a smart guy because, hey, I know something. Oh, they eat bats and dogs, whatever.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
easy.
And it's like you said, morals and ethics. I don't like to eat a cat or a dog, but what's the difference to a pig or to a cow?
Exactly. Where do you draw the line? Only because this one is a pet animal and the other one is a farm animal.
That's animal racism.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you see pop-up videos on Facebook of cows. They hug you, you know, and they're really pettable animals. So why should you eat them?
Yeah. And if you kill a fly or a mosquito, is this life less than the cow's life or the pig's life?
The mosquito, yes. There I'm a racist, yes, I have to admit.
I agree, but life is life, no?
Of course.
And you don't think for a second if you kill a mosquito.
No. Yes. But then you can't drive a car anymore. Did you drive on a summer evening once with a car faster than?
Yes, I feel like Mao Zedong.
So all this 200.
I feel like Stalin when I look at my windshield. Oh, millions of dead.
That's why when you step somewhere, you need to check that you don't step on an ant or something, you know. Where do you draw the line?
Yeah, difficult. So, in that sense,
next time, see you next week.
It was a nice talk.
To talk to you.
Friends.
Always nice to share wisdom and learn from you.
Stay cool and straight, friends.
Yeah, should go out and practice. Don't discuss too many things on Facebook or on YouTube. Doesn't help at all. Go out and shoot some arrows.
Buy the ladies a drink.
Exactly.
Shoot some arrows.
Always be good to the ladies. Always be a gentleman. This is what you need
and to cats and dogs.
Whatever.
And rabbits and
whatever. Okay. Are we done now? Good.
Goodbye. Was fun.
Thank you very much for watching, everybody. See you next time.